Out of college. I just graduated.
Oh, yeah!
Woo! Good to be here. Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna do some stand-up. Let me get into it. I rewatched Star Wars with the girl I was dating, and she'd never seen Star Wars. Anybody seen Star Wars? Hope to God you have. Good,
Yeah.
Good. This whole fucking set is about Star Wars. That's how you know you have. All right, so I was thinking, you got a lot of stereotypes in Star Wars. You know, they really kind of internalize everything with the different aliens. Like, first of all, well, before we get to aliens, you got the robots, right? C-3PO is just the stereotype of a gay dude, right? Him and R2-D2 are just George Lucas's idea of a gay couple. Like, well, one is, buff, and one is butch, and, they got the whole thing. Like, C-3PO is totally, like, glam and like, kind of femme, and then, like, R2-D2 is very butch. I'm not sure who's a top or who's a bottom in that, but that's probably what they're always beefing about and arguing. I don't know. Then you get to Jar Jar Binks, right? He was, just kind of a stereotype of Caribbean people. Not great, didn't age well. And George Lucas has an African American wife. That must have been tough dinner table talk after that movie came out. Probably had to sleep on the couch for a minute now. And then you had Attack of the Clones, the Geonosians, those bug people, right? That's like right after 9/11. They're in the desert and they're like, really uncivilized. That was like definitely like George Lucas just like internalizing all of the like, post 9/11 propaganda against like Muslims and stuff. He definitely was. And then anyway, oh yeah, somebody said something about Jews over there, but speaking of Jews, the banking clan in Star Wars is clearly supposed to be Jewish people. It's really bad. And they should have thought about that, and on behalf of all Jews, we're offended. Newt Gunray and the Trade Federation, I mean, that's, I think, what Crazy Rich Asians is based off of, is that group. You guys know that Princess Leia had to wear no underwear for all of Star Wars? George Lucas insisted that was just not realistic to space, wearing underwear. Naturally, no one else had that requirement. It was just weird. Yeah. I was thinking about the next Big Fat Greek Wedding movie, if it was the Mario family. That'd be fun, right? Like, what would they be called? Oh yeah, speaking of games and stuff, I was thinking about Nintendo Switch. You got that game system. The Nintendo Switch, what is that, to change genders? What's that about? Yeah. Oh yeah, I was thinking, also I'm really into Batman. Anybody like Batman?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's my shit. And I was thinking it'd be kind of funny if like every culture in their mythology had their own version of Batman. Like he was this, archetype that exists across all cultures, even that had no contact with one another. Like in Mexico or whatever, like he comes in the night. We have tales of him, just fucking people up and then leaving. It's kind of interesting. Like I'm bi, but you'd think that would mean like that I'm tight with all the other groups. But I feel like every group in the alphabet has like kind of their own. Like they all prefer the group they're in. Like I don't know. Like gay people would call me half gay sometimes, which reminded me of Harry Potter, like being a half blood or something. And it's funny. It's like gay and bi. It's pretty close. They had to half blood me like that. And then I was thinking like, nowadays you get the sex talk from your parents still, but also like the flip side is that you have to give your parents the explanation about what a furry is, like because they have no fucking idea what that shit is. You have to explain that and break that to them, sit them down and be like, look, it's out there, I'm sure you understand, before you go out for a walk or something. I think Oh yeah, I was thinking about Russia recently. I don't know why. I think maybe because I've been watching the show Chernobyl on HBO, and Russia's kind of interesting. Like that's the only culture where like you can be an alcoholic and be depressed, and like that's just part of the culture. Like no one helps you or sends you to therapy. You're just Russian. You can fight people and like get into bar fights, and like you're still not an alcoholic or like a thug. You're just also a Russian. Like we knew a doctor who would, a Russian doctor who would get into fights at hockey games. And this man had a PhD. And it's just interesting. It's like you can take them out of Russia, but you can't take the Russian out of them. That's for sure. You got shouts out to Russia for just being the movie villains for pretty much every American movie for like 60 years. That's they really took that on the chin. With good reason. I mean, they've done some things. You don't have to get into it. Yeah. And let's see. I think that's all I got for tonight. But it was really great to be back, folks. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. Woo!